Hello, bonjour, buenos dias, namaste, hajime mashite, ni hao, assalamu alaikum. Everybody out there on the internet, welcome to Channel Tekken for July 2021. Um, so yeah, Channel Tekken, if you don't know, is basically I have three main things I talk about. So videos I'm working on for the channel, change the stuff on the channel, IRL stuff, and let's see, videos I'm working on, uh, subcategories, playthroughs and streams. Wait a minute. That's not it. I'm sorry. Videos I'm working on, there's subcategories, playthroughs and streams, vlogs, DIY, do-it-yourself stuff, how-tos and other stuff I might be making for the channel. And then the other two categories have subcategories because they are things that happened or didn't. With anecdotes and insights sprinkled in, because I get a bit aimless here and just go all over the place sometimes. But yeah, wow, can't talk. Videos I'm working on right now. So, still Final Fantasy 14 is like the main thing, because, yeah, yep. I mean, I just want to say, for the record, I just think it's cool that there's a resurgence in the game, and like it's getting like like when there's like a really popular streamer apparently on Twitch that like started playing it, and then like a bunch of people started playing it because of that, because you know, I guess that's how things work. Um, but I just want to say, I was playing this back in April, and I was like, man, this is awesome. But I mean, that being said, this game's been out for like 8, 9, 10 years, and like people have been gushing over it. And then I played it, and I was like, yeah, everybody's right. And then slowly but surely, everybody's like, yeah, yeah, Final Fantasy 14. Yeah. I'm kidding, maybe not slowly but surely, but you know what I'm saying. With like in the current resurgence time, I'm talking about. It's like it's like now's I would say the perfect time to get into it because you've got you can get the complete edition with like all the expansions if you just want to play through the story, and then get through Shadowbringers because I'm almost through Shadowbringers. I'm at the very beginning of Shadowbringers. I haven't like started it yet. I'm at like when you go back to the Circus Tower. That's where I'm at. I haven't actually done that quest though. So, but I saw that the quest reward was like the orchestration role called Shadowbringer. So I was like, oh, Shadowbringer. So that's where I stopped because I want to. Well, before I continue talking, but like that's it's not that hard to get through like the campaign, the main scenario quest, story stuff. Get ready for Endwalker and be like, stuff is probably going to go down because every expansion has been like, oh yes. Oh, speaking of, I believe last time I believe I played through Heaven's Word, so now I got through Stormblood. Let's talk about Stormblood. Stormblood, good stuff. I mean, I personally do not, you know, think it is. Okay, here's the thing: is like it is also good, but Heaven's Word is just like amazing. It's like just like dude, it's like the highest highs in that expansion. I mean, I think like having played it, I would like the like how I would describe it is like Heaven's Word is like its own like self-contained expansion where it's got like story payoffs and story beats that pay off as you like when you play through it and like when you finish it, and it's like, oh, it's Heaven's Word, yeah, and it just like goes like a 45-degree angle up whatever direction. I can't do effing there. No, this okay. So it's like just like, oh, Heaven's Word, and then just crescendos. There's the story climax, and it's like, oh, that was amazing, and it ends, and it's like that was effing amazing, and just effing good stuff. And there's so much cool stuff that happens, and it's got dragons in it, and it's got like the Dragon Song War, Dragon Song arc, the whole thing with the Ishgard, the Thousand Year War with Dragons. It's good, just good. It's just good story. Yeah, it's just good stuff. Stormblood. Like I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just like it doesn't have. It's not the same. It's not one to one. Like Stormblood has got like a lot of like moving pieces politically because it's about the factions. So you've got the Alamiga Resistance, you've got the Empire. There's a lot of good stuff in there about the Empire. That's I super enjoyed that. Like you finally got to see what the f, especially towards the end. It's like, what is going on here? Why is the Empire evil? And it's like, oh, that's why. I'm not gonna say it because it's a spoiler, but it's like, oh, huh, that made sense. It's like, Yeah, I did enjoy that. It was like a functional answer in the universe of like why things were the way they are, and it's like, yes, I see what you did there, Square Enix. That was good stuff. But yeah, I've got the Alamegan Resistance, and that has been like basically even since Realm Reborn, there was like stuff building up with like that storyline and like those plot threads of like Alamega and the Resistance, and like the Empire subjugation of that like specific territory of the realm. So that was a good. That was like a that's good stuff. Let's see. There's stuff that happens with Ida. I had to think of the character's name because it's a whole thing. Yeah. Um. Oh, that's the other thing is like at the very end of Heavensward, like the post Heavenward stuff is like really good too. It just like has like a super duper just like ching of like what the f just happened and just like what and it sets the stage for Stormblood and you're just like wow that was good. That was man. It ends like with Raubon just like looking across the border and it's like yeah this is about to go down. That was like yeah. I think that's the other thing is like I enjoyed about you know like Heavensward at the end and then Stormblood at the beginning is like you finally have like the conflict with the Empire like straight up of like Eorzean Alliance has been built up, you know. You've got, the all different forces from the three um, main continent cities or starting areas, whatever factions, territories, like Ulda, Gridania, Salomensa, and then you get Ishgard in the Heavensward to join it, and then it's like you've got that coalition, and it's like okay, and then you have like a border dispute, and then it's like oh stuff goes down, and then it's like and it's like oh the Empire, it's like oh this is gonna be a battle. It's like oh no this is gonna be a war. So it's like oh okay so that was good, and then the pacing of it I think is really good in Stormblood. Like it's like because at the beginning of Stormblood, it's like it's making it seem like oh this is gonna be a walk in the park and haha super duper easy 1 2 3 done. And then they introduce a couple villains and antagonists, and it's like oh not so much, and just yeah I very much enjoyed that part. There's a specific part I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say what happens, but like you get like yeah, I would say the game was probably lacking in antagonists and villains up to that point. So it's like to finally have one or like a couple, and then like how they're introduced and like what they do. It's like oh okay, so that was good. Um, so then like yeah, you have the Alamega side front. Let's call it the Alamega front because it's basically like a war on two fronts. Eventually, because you're fighting them, the Alamegans and the Azrain Alliance, and then you go all the way to Kagane, and then it's like the Doma part where you help your allies from Doma. You help Yugiri, Gosetsu, and Hien. Um, that was good stuff too, man. Like the end of that part when you get the like all of the Doma factions and like all the Kagane or that region, like the Kagane region, when they all unite. And there's that cutscene before the I want to say it's before the oh yes the cutscene before the Doma Castle, that dungeon. That was really good. That's pretty cool. I'm just saying like it's not that there's like not high points in Stormblood. It's just that they never eclipse the high points of like Heavensward. Heavensward was just epic. It was just like dude, that was like high point after high point, and it kept building, and it's just like which is like kind of like the way the story is in Final Fantasy 14. It's like once you get into it, and it just like keeps going, and it's just like constantly upward moving escalator, and then like yeah, and then like even on the parts where like stuff goes down, and it's like oh, it's like did that just happen? It's like like the end of A Realm Reborn into Heavensward was like what? Or like post was it post A Realm Reborn into Heavensward or like whatever the beginning of Heavensward? Dude, there's like crazy stuff happens, and it's just like did that just happen? And it just it's just like wow the story crescendos and climaxes in that game so good, and they keep happening, which is like kind of like the like I was saying, it's just like up plateaus, up plateaus, up plateaus. Because like when you're plateauing and like stuff's you're just like doing whatever through like the MSQ, but then you have like oh, and then just yeah, it's so good. That is why one of the reasons in my opinion like why it's so good. and why people like it so much. Besides the whole like having the Final Fantasy in the name, but storytelling and all the character development and all the it like yes, it's just and that's the thing is like it gets better and better. Like it starts out like that, but it's not as good. Like in Realm Reborn, it's like it's not bad, but man, Heaven's Word, Heaven's Word is just so good, and Stormblood just keeps that trend continuing with like how they're like your progress through the MSQ. And everybody says Shadowbringers is amazing, so I can't wait to start it and play it. So I'm looking forward to that. I think I got off topic again, but at some point I think I did say that's why it's why you should get into this right now. It's because you've got the complete edition that has like all the expansions, and you've got Endwalker coming out in November that will cap off all these story arcs that have been like going on for like 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, whatever, since 14, since Realm Reborn came out. And yeah, it's like if you wanna get all of that, like if you can play through all that and get through it, it's definitely going to be worth it. Because man, right now just playing through it, it's just like man, I'm I'm thoroughly enjoying playing through it like that, like that, like just getting the complete edition, not having to wait between expansions, like the long, like people have been playing this since like day one or the first month, the first week, or whenever I remember Born came out, and just or since Heaven's Order just have been like waiting between expansions. I mean, that being said, the game is designed where you can just like take a break, come back, and it's cool because there's like recaps. Well, there's not recaps in the game, but it has like a cutscene viewer, so you can just like look through the cutscenes of like previous story stuff and like get caught up on the story that way. So I thoroughly enjoy that. In case you like forget something or like wait what happened, you can just go back and look at it. Um, yes, good stuff. But yeah, I am thoroughly enjoying that. And then there's other stuff that happens at the end of Stormblood, but it's like I'm trying to I'm trying to think like if I can talk. There's like a lot of there's a lot of story threads that just go and then they just like leave them as cliffhangers, and it's like what? And you just get your hooks, it gets the hooks in, and you're like, oh, I can't wait. So yeah, I really wanted to start Shadowbringers, but I've got a lot of character or classes to level up. Well, not level up, but because I've got basically everything to 60 as far as combat goes, combat classes. Some of them, well, my machinist is 80 because I was like, oh, this is like there's well back, yeah, it's easy to level up in that game, so I just kept leveling that character to 80, and I was like, whatever, dude. And then I got the armory. So yeah, I was like, at least when my like 90-day road to 70 buff like falls off, I'll still have effing the armory boost at like max until November at least when the cap is raised. Well no, but because that's not true. Because even if the cap's raised, it's like as long as that's the highest character, everything below it gets the boost. Anyway, um, but yeah, that's and then because I like basically just like focused on leveling like a bunch of my characters instead of like playing through the MSQ. Well, I kind of like did it evenly. I'm like MSQ level, and so getting to 60 was like a whew, man. Okay, it wasn't that bad, but like it was like, dude, I just want to. I think the thing is like there's so many classes, right? So it's like if you just kind of like have to pace yourself somehow to where you can like do. I mean, that's the thing. That's why I enjoyed like so far of what I played because there's always something to do, and like even if I'm like leveling, there's like multiple ways to do that. You can grind fates. I mean, there's like the most efficient way, which is why I was able to get all my stuff up. But if you ever get kind of tired after doing all that stuff for like a long time or just over and over, because I did a lot of the what was that like I grinded the squadron command squadrons with my little team, just doing like the same dungeons over and over. But because of that, there's certain dungeons I never want to play again, like the sewer one with the scorpion thingy at the end that you go through the sewers and there's a bunch of poison. I played that so many times. Let's say I think that one and then the long stop. I mean, long stop's not so bad, but oh man, I like a while ago I was playing it like every day because I had to basically grind that dungeon because like in the squadron thing you can only do certain dungeons, and like after a certain point you're like you can't do anything above a certain level. So there's like a 10 level gap between like when you can play the next dungeon, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna grind this one out for 10 levels and just play it over and over. Whew. So I did that, and there's like I mean there's like that's like I think it's like the one dungeon I like don't really like to play just because I grinded it so much, but since I haven't seen it in such a long time now, since I've gone back to doing other stuff. I think I've gotten over it. Um, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something else, but so yeah, currently in Final Fantasy 14, besides MSQ, which I'm about to go back to after I get done with all these job quests, because I've leveled all my classes. I just haven't done the job quest for all of them. Oh, that's on the channel actually too, as far as like videos I'm making. So I've done all the melee DPS classes. I did the Bard yesterday, so today I'll probably jump in and do the Dancer and some other class. I mean, I could do the Machinist, but I'm like, I think I'll do them last because they're already level 80. So, but then I guess I'll probably just do them up to like the Stormblood stuff, like I did the Monk, and just like leave them there until I get everybody else up to 70 and 80. Then do all the, or yeah, because you don't get like a lot of, well, from like looking at the skill stuff on the little thingies on the actions and abilities screen. Looks like you don't get like a lot of stuff at like level 80 as far as or up to between 70 and 80 you don't get a lot of skills for like all the different classes. So it's, but then I was told that in the in Shadowbringers that like do the job quest differently, so I guess I'll see what happens there. But we'll see. But yeah, that's basically where I'm at. And then like the crafters and gatherers, I'm just like they're all on hold on the back burner because it's basically just something to do when you're done with the combat classes. Because it is a nice palate cleanse to like go to those classes and like do something else, but then it's like not as fun. So I just prefer to do the actual dungeons and trials and duties and all the combat oriented content versus crafting and gathering, which is nice and everything. It's just not it's not as good, or not. I'm not gonna say it's not as good. It's not as compelling and like not as fun of an experience. I'll come back and level that stuff later, and then you know, I mean it's nice you can like make stuff, but it's just I think like once you get like I want to say like level 50 or level 60, it gets kind of weird because like the whole collectability or collectible mechanics of it, I kind of got confused by that, and I was like, I'll come back to this. This is not not enjoying it. I mean, that being said, all my gatherers are level 70, so that's cool, or at least 70, 71, whatever. It's just the crafters I got to do. But then when you're crafting, oh, also sorry, the camera's bouncing. I'm tapping on my laptop, so I'll stop. But the thing with like the crafters, like if you're leveling them, you're just making like one. Well, that's what I do anyway to like make it go faster, or not to make it go faster. But I like for like an easier time and a nice, uh, like a nice, relaxing, no effort way to level them is just I just make the same item over and over and like get a ton of XP until I can get like until I'm like not getting a lot of XP from it, and then I can just get the same materials to get this to like make the same thing. So it's just that's how I level my crafters. Which is why I haven't been streaming when I'm leveling them because it's just boring. Make the same thing over and over. What else in that game is there to talk about? Triple Triad is like the other thing I'm looking to like make progress in. So I'm trying to get all the Triple Triad cards. I got over half of them now. I mean that being said, looking at some of the unlocks on some of them, they are yeah, they're like locked to certain activities or instances. So I'm gonna have to grind some of those out, which is a bummer because yeah, I don't know what the drop rates are, which kind of sucks. Oh well. I'll worry about it later. But yeah, Final Fantasy 14 still very much enjoying it. Um, yeah, I think that is basically the main game I'm playing right now, as far as like the most time I've been putting into something. I said something last time about like taking a break and then playing other stuff, but I'm not going to. Yeah, like after Stormblood, dude, it's like I'm just gonna keep on keeping on with that and just get done with my job quests. Yeah, that's the goal for this month is like get all the job quests done, and then I should be able to get back into the MSQ and like finish Shadowbringers. And then I think what I'm gonna do instead of taking a break after Shadowbringers, I'm gonna go through all the post Shadowbringers content because I know there's probably quite a bit, and I can be completely caught up with the story. And then I just have to do the job quests again, or like level everybody up, do all the rest of the job quests, to get all the skills, and then, but then I guess that's the problem, right? Is like that it takes a while to like. Oh, it doesn't take a while. It's not that bad as far as like leveling. So, but it's just like getting all the skills. So I will probably somehow get it to where everybody's leveled up. I just need to do the job quests, and I'll do the job quests. But I'll get through like all the post MSQ stuff to where I'm caught up with the story completely. Then I'll take a break and play other stuff. So, but it's like I can't remember what I said last time. I think I said I was gonna like wait, go back and finish Disco Elysium, like Disco Elysium, Final Fantasy VII Remake DLC. I like the top two things. At some point, I think I said Saga Frontier because I know I have it, but I haven't played it. Uh, I'd really like to play that though, but I don't know. It's kind of a long game, so I mean, yeah, like the Pixel remasters for 1, 2, and 3 just came out, and I kind of want to play those, but then it's like playing so much Final Fantasy, I've kind of just like not bought any games since I've been playing it. So it's in that regard, it's been really good because I've just not bought anything and spent money. So I think I'm just gonna keep doing that and just play a bunch of stuff in my backlog. But at the top of the list, for sure, Final Fantasy VII Remake DLC. I don't know about this Disco Elysium. I might just restart it, but I kind of forgot to play because I haven't played it since I stopped playing it. So there's that. Ghost of Tsushima expansion. Eh. I okay. Here's the thing: is like it's my favorite game of last year, and like I should be excited to play more of it, but I'm just kind of because I'd have to look at it again. But it's like I think if I get the expansion, I don't know. It's like a weird pricing model on it because you don't just get like a free upgrade to the like base game. So it's like I think if you get director's cut, it's just the expand. I don't know. Whatever. I'll look into it when it comes out. But it's like I kind of don't really want to pay the price they're asking, even though it's like I thoroughly enjoyed that game. It's probably worth it. It's just I'm I'm playing something else right now, and I'm kind of just like, I can just wait for it to go down in price. So I might just do that because I mean I know I'm gonna blow through it and play it in like a week or like less than a week. So it's like it's back to what I said like months ago. Like I pay it full price. I'm just paying to play it day one. Like that's all I'm paying for. So I just wait, which is what I'm probably gonna do because I'm like, It's like, would I like to play this? Yes, but it's like right now I'm not at the point of like, how much would I like to play it? I'm gonna pay full price. It's like, I think I'm just gonna wait until it's like how about half off or something. Just I already know it's gonna be good and I'm gonna like it, but it's like I don't know. I feel like if it would have came out like sooner than a year after it came out, I would have been like, oh yeah, more Tsushima. But it's like it's been a year, and then they kind of don't let you get a free upgrade on the PS5 version. So I'm just like, well, I'll just vote with my wallet on this one and wait for a price drop. How about that? It's like Sucker Punch. But I'm sure it's gonna be amazing, and I'm sure people are gonna gush out. I mean, it's kind of weird because like the games I was looking forward to this year, I think was just like mostly Horizon and like me. I mean, not as much God of War Ragnarok. I did enjoy it, but I wasn't like super pumped to like play. I mean, I was after I finished it because there's a cool teaser, but like at the end, but well, it's like I'm fine waiting. It's not like oh man. But yeah, Horizon for sure is like one of my favorites. So I was like really looking forward to Forbidden West, but it looks like it's getting delayed until next year. So, um, all the big AAA games are like, there's like nothing for me this year, which is super weird. I mean, there's Guardians of the Galaxy, but you know, I'm. It's not that. I mean, okay, when I say that, I mean I don't want to pay $60 for that game, so I'm just gonna wait for the price drop because that's where I'm at right now. I've talked about this like on a monthly basis. It's like, am I playing this and buying it day one, or am I gonna wait for it to be like half off a couple months later? And at this point with Final Fantasy, I can just play that, and I'm good because it's like, dude, there's so much content in that game because it's been out so long that it's like old, and I can just go play the old stuff and be like, oh, this is new to me, and just, hmm. Um, but yeah, it's like there is stuff I'm looking forward to. They did just put a date on Solar Ash. Comes out in October, I believe. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Stray is coming out next year. Looking forward to that. Yeah, like all the small games I'm looking forward to. I mean, Kena got delayed to September. I think it was September. It got delayed, but like I'm still looking forward to that one. But now I'm kind of I kind of want to wait for reviews on it because I don't know. It just it I'm getting like a bit like looking at it. I'm just like, okay. I think what it was is like it's kind of like the Final Fantasy thing, right? Like it was like the PS5 beta, and there's like not really a lot on PS5 that I really like. That's like, oh, that's like, oh man, look, this amazing PS5 game. I can't wait to play it. Or the stuff that is out, it's like cross gen, where it's like, oh, it's like also on PS4. So it's like when it comes out, I'm like, this is on PS4 too. So I feel like, if I could just play it on PS4, it's so special. So like, what makes this PS5 version that much better? Like a bit of like DualSense functionality and like fast loads. Like, I think I'm just gonna wait for a price drop. So yeah, it's like I'll just okay, like yeah, no big deal, whatever. Just it's like not a lot of yeah, yeah, just pretty. I mean, that being said, it's the whole cart before the horse or chicken egg thing. It's like if I don't have a PS5, I can't play PS5 games. But then it's like I get a PS5, and then there's still waiting for the PS5 games. So it's. I mean, that being said, the whole COVID situation, it's effing up delaying or like just production on everything is like effed. So there's that. So that's kind of the whole thing. So basically everything that probably like maybe would have came out this year has gotten pushed to next year. So next year is amazing already. So I mean I said that last time I believe, but definitely with the Horizon delay, that it's like, oh, add another one to the list. Amazing game in 2022, and Stray's out next year as well. Man, that game. I feel like that's gonna be, if not a lot of memes, just like super popular because you get to play as a cat. So there's not a lot of play as a cat games I can think of off the top of my head. And then it's like, yeah, it's just in my brain. I'm like, I wish I would have thought of that before that person and like been able to make that thing. But I can't do that. So you know. But then it's whatever. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing about like I had an idea about a game at some point that might have involved cats and dogs, and then Stray came along, and then it's like, oh well, so much for that. Ha 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 ha. All right, well I'm 27 minutes in, and I'm only in the playthroughs and stream section. I mean, that being said, there's not a lot to talk about besides that. So I'm just playing the same stuff, Fall Guys, every week, the game night. Uh, Everybody's golf. Ooh, I did, I did go back to Destiny late in the season just to finish up my season pass and check out where the story went. And nope. Um, Final Fantasy 14 kind of killed Destiny for me, so I'm looking forward to moving on, moving on from that game as soon as possible. But since I've spent money on the season pass for the you know Beyond Light 2 Deluxe Edition or whatever the F it was, so I kind of feel obligated uh, because I spent money on it to actually play it and get the season pass leveled up, which is not a fun time. But here I am playing it. So I think I'm like season pass level. I got to at least 40, so I'm almost halfway there. Um, it ends in like less than a month, so I've got enough time. Um, but man, it is just I go to play it, I'm just like, ugh. Final Fantasy 14, dude, it's just the like the game calls itself, or like it tries to be an MMO, but then like you actually play an MMO, and I go back to play that, and I'm just like, it's not even close, dude. Like there's mounts, Disney has sparrows. There's minions, Disney has ghosts. It's not even like a one. It's like, yeah, it's not even close. Not even close. It's like, oh, you can put like little costumes or whatever on the ghost shells, but it's not the same. It's not the same as having like a little dragon that flies around with you, lands on your shoulder. Like that. That was like, yeah, that was also a moment. I've had so many like small moments in Final Fantasy where it's just like, man, this game, just so good. And then it's cool because like I didn't play 15, so I'm looking forward to 16 because Yoshi P is like one of the main people behind that one. So I am like, yes, because man, definitely a person that knows what they're doing, which Square Enix has been lacking for a while, in my opinion. Um, let's see. Okay, maybe not. Okay, that was good. That was a bit harsh, but just some of their stuff just has like production hell and like just not mismanagement all over the place. Just look at the Avengers game. Just This is a Square Enix game, right? Or is that? Wait, yeah. Wait, no. Wait, yeah, because I think it was like it started off as like an IDOS game, but then since Square Enix bought IDOS, yeah. So anyway, so yeah, that's your thing, man. Is like there's so many like four-player co-op games or like loot games, and just they feel like Destiny clones. They look like Destiny clones, and then it's like I just look at them and I see that it's like Destiny enough, and it's just that's like itself a red flag for me of like I'm not even gonna play this game. So it's just like I saw Avengers, and it's just like ugh. And then what did it turn into? And it's like, can it be salvaged? It's like that's like the path. I mean, I brought this up before in China Taking, but it's like that seems like so many games these days. It's just like it's like you see it before it comes out. And it's like, this could be promising or this could be terrible. And it's like it comes out, it's like, not that good. Or just like there's a lot of issues here, and it's like okay, it then goes to can they save the game? Of like can they turn it around 180 style? There's man, that is yeah. There's so many games like that. Just like Diablo 3. I mean, there's the games that are like able to do it right, like fix it. Like Diablo 3, Final Fantasy 14. To an extent, No Man's Sky. I don't hear people like really talk about it much, but like that game has gone under like a lot of revisions. I guess Fallout 76 to an extent because that game was also terrible at launch, but then apparently it's like really good now, I guess, or something. I know one person that like likes it a lot, but then it's like I think it's like you know uh altering the way I see it because they're always like tweeting about it. So it's like I don't know if it's just them or maybe everybody feels this way about the game. I don't know. Whatever. Um, but yeah, that's it for playthroughs and streams, I guess. Because I would really like to get man, it's yeah. There's a lot of stuff I'd like to get to, like Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I never finished the third game. I mean, I've played through this series, so it's like whatever, dude. It's like I played enough to know I don't really need to finish this. It's not like oh, this is so much more better than the original, or just just yeah. It's like I was playing it and I was like, okay, it's just the same game, but a bit of some improvements here and there, and then not really much else. It's like okay, so it's the same story, so it's like I've already played it, so it's like okay, I know what's going to happen, so there's no like oh I need to finish this. I'll come back to it though. It's no big deal, and I still got a platinum it, so it's like whatever. And then yeah. Oh, it was weird. I don't know if I said this last time, but I was playing like at some points when I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, I don't need to play with the sound on, so I'll like be listening to like an audiobook. And I was listening to one of the Witcher ones. I really want to look this up now because like I don't remember which one it is. It's the crap. I don't know which one. I'll look it up while I talk. But it's basically I think it's like the last one that came out because it's a standalone prequel before everything else. But I was listening to that, and man, it really made me want to go back and play Witcher 3 because I was like, dude, this is this is pretty cool to like hear this, and then it's effing Season of Storms. That's what it was. But like listening to that, man, it was really cool because the way well since I'd never read any, I don't know if it's like the same style for that they all are, but basically after check like in between chapters I feel like every chapter there, like in between every chapter, there's an interlude. But then at because like they seem kind of random, but then they like tie into the story, which is like really cool because there's so many like just like interludes that like see the story from different angles of like so many different characters, and that was pretty cool. And then like the epilogue was just like amazing because it was just like basically a whole, you know, it felt like the Arthur trying to communicate with the audience, that's or don't be upset like that's the end because you can always just like come back to these stories and like revisit it again and be like it's in one sense yes it's over and that's the end but it kind of never ends if you just revisit the material because there's quite a few richer books than just or like they're like maybe there'll be more someday, never say never. I really enjoyed that. um but yes, that was man, that was great. And I was like listening to it and just the locations and like the characters got put back in my brain. I was like because I went to Novigrad and I was like dude and yep, and Geralt was there. And I think there's a part with I mean Yennefer's like barely in it, but she was there. And then Dandelion, man, Dandelion kind of stole the show, man. It was the banter between Dandelion and Geralt, man. That was it was like worth it for that alone. And it was like, man, that was great. And then, oh, I know what it was actually. I think what happened was like I was listening to that, and then WitcherCon happened, and I played Gwent because I went back to that. Oh man, and I was like, dude, I want to play some Witcher, but I'm playing Final Fantasy, so yeah, I make it, play it every now and then. It's just I just want to play the effing like just sink my teeth in. I don't want to like casually dabble in it. Um, that was actually the funny thing is like I did go back and play some Gwent, but then I remembered why I stopped playing because I'm kind of just it kind of is just like a free to play dopamine treadmill of like unlock the free thing, get or whatever. It's the whole thing. I'm not gonna get into it, but it's like yeah, it's still it's like I still enjoy playing it. It's just there's not really anything there for me besides the whole get all the things and like I kind of I think that's yeah like that might have been the game. Well, that and Destiny 2 anyway. After a certain point of just like I don't need to get all the things in every effing game, so I was just like eject. But yeah, just to go back and play it every now and then is fun. So the music and the sound bites or the sound clips it plays every time that you do play a card. Oh, actually, okay. So okay, well let's just say that's the end of the playthroughs streams part. Um, I do have a bunch of D&D Dungeons and Dragons campaigns I recorded with my friends that we played over Discord. Um, I want to start putting those up because it's been like a year since we started our campaign. We're still going, but then we have like two one shots. Well, it's a one shot, but that's like in two parts. So I'll probably put that up first because it's actually like a self-contained two-parter that's done of our adventures of that one. And then the other one is like 30 something parts long. It's like well like yeah, it's been going on for like a year, so it's pretty effing long. So I'm gonna start putting those out like probably every week. See, the initial thing is I was just gonna like wait until like we had like a certain amount in the can and just like put them out. But then it's like, dude, effing, I have no idea when we're gonna be done with this. So it's like now I got so many, might as well start uploading them or publishing them every week, and then I just got change the titles. Yeah, some of them have like just bad titles and descriptions, which is kind of my fault, but whatever. So I'm probably gonna like just change the titles and then not so much the descriptions. It's like whatever, just it's like whatever. It's not like the description really matters anyway, so it's whatever. But yeah, those are and they're pretty long. They're like a couple hours. Well, they're more than a couple hours every one of them, so that's why I'm gonna be like putting them out weekly. So don't know when that's gonna start. Probably the week after next or sometime in August. I'll put out like the two-part one shot that we did probably soon, like Monday or something, just to get like a idea of like what that is. And then yeah, that's that. Let's see. Vlogs, not doing any vlogs or anything lately. There's no DIY or other stuff here. Changes to stuff on the channel. Ha 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 ha. That new channel trailer? Nope. Still haven't made it. Um, even though the current one's outdated. Oh man, I guess that's it, except for IRL stuff. I don't IRL stuff, man. Just it's like what is it? It's like yeah, it's all bad. It's all bad. It's all bad. I mean, a year later, the pandemic lands. Time. It's like oh, what would it have been like? We could have just had a higher vaccination rate and not had Delta variant. And it's like in my brain, I'm like this is probably just like. I mean, okay. The thing is like until like the rest of the world gets vaccinated anyway, it's still like a chance there could be like another variant. So it's like it's like the not much access to like the vaccine in like most countries. So it's like who knows how bad this is gonna get. Because it's like yeah, it's like seems like it never gets any better. So it's it's just like whatever, man. It's like depressing. And then like on the whole Biden administration, it's like infrastructure maybe. I'm so sick of like hearing about Joe Manchin and Christian Cinema. Just oh man, I'd go along with this, but I don't like this one thing, so I'm gonna sink the whole thing. It's just whatever. Just yeah, yeah. I mean, that being said, the border to Canada opens up August 8th or 9th, so I am considering my options here. Oh, I mean, it only took like I mean, that's see. On the one hand, it's like yeah, I think the more I think about it, the more I'm like, you know what? Yeah, yeah, just gonna try this one time. But then like all my well, not all my money, but my funds are not as not as good as they once were at the beginning of all this. So, but then it's like, ugh, just yeah, that's all your thing. That's all your thing. It's like in my brain, I'm like, well, I could just try try to get back into the workforce and then save some money, and then but then I'm like, not. I mean, like that's such bad timing. It's like, yeah, I could do that, but then it's also pandemic is still out there, so it's like, is it worth it? No, it's not. So it's like I just rambled on for like a bit here at the end, didn't I? But hey, it was very candid of like what's going through my brain right now. Of like, yeah, what's going on right now? Oh, nothing good. It's all bad. So yeah, it's like, is there anything good happening? And I'm like, no. It's like, yeah, it is all bad, isn't it? So that sucks. But hey, what? Oh, I guess there was the Blade Runner animated thing that got announced. So there's that, I guess. But eh, eh, who knows? If it'll be good or not. Whatever. So yeah. Well, this was a bit of a downer at the end. It's like, yeah, everything sucks. Yeah, everything does suck. Is there anything good at all? I mean, that's the thing. Is like, even if you look at the Olympics, it's like a total case study of like everybody. Well, not everybody, but like a case study of like anybody that's like not thinking about profit and greed and money was like probably like, oh, this is a bad idea. You shouldn't do this. There's a pandemic going on. What are you thinking? And it's like, money, dear boy, money. We're gonna we're gonna do it because gotta. We spent billions of dollars on these facilities and displaced people, and now there can't be any crowds. Oh, the irony. Yep. And slowly but surely, what do you see? Bunch of bunch of people involved with the yeah, yeah, whatever, whatever. We'll see what the final results is of the the infection rate and all that stuff of like in Olympic facilities and village and all that stuff. But whatever. Man, I would like to not end it on a downer note. Um, oh, there was that new Switch that got announced. I don't know if that was since last time or not, but I'm glad I traded my Switch in before that because it would have possibly been valued even less when I traded it in. So I don't plan on picking up the OLED version. That be Steam Deck. Steam Deck. Yes, that is a winner. Because I saw it right. Like it's funny how like when I saw it like initially, I got like a thing on my phone. I had like a notification or something or alert or whatever, and it's like Steam Deck handheld Steam gaming thingy. And my brain like didn't like process it correctly of just like it's like the Switch because it like that's what I thought it was a handheld. And I was like, why would you want to play PC games on a handheld? And I was like, whatever, and just like closed it. I didn't even like click on it to like read the rest, which would have been like, oh, there's a dock mode, like it's like so it's like the Switch, and it's like, oh, that. I was like, dude, like, cause okay, well my current gaming situation with my PC, like both of them are just like sidelined here because I don't have a Wi-Fi card in either of them. Well, that's not true. I've got a Wi-Fi card I think in one of them, but it's just it's not the gaming one, so it's like whatever, dude. So it's like yeah, and then effing it's not it's a kind of like a crappy Wi-Fi card that's like not that great. Anyway, my point is, neither of them have like up to date or like modern video cards in them. I think. Well, I didn't even know what the like the gaming one itself. I think it only does like it only runs stuff like of like it runs stuff from the era of like the PS3 360 up to like 720p, maybe 1080, but like not good, like not good frame rate or whatever. Like, but yeah, it could like run like like PS3 360 stuff, like of that time at 720. And so I was like, okay, well, like the effing Steam Deck can run, not everything, but like, basically like almost all of the like current stuff. But then, I mean, that's the thing. Is like, right? It's like if I have something I could play on PS5, I just play it on PS5. But it's like, there's so much stuff that's like not on console, or just it goes to like maybe it's on Switch, maybe it's on Xbox. It's like, oh, it's also on PC though, and it's like, oh, I can play it on PC or play it on Steam Deck. Problem solved. So it's like, I would say it's well for me anyway. Personally, it's a better solution than the Switch because all of the overlap on the games that aren't on console that are on PC only, and then you can play them on that, and then all the Steam integration is better than the Switch functionality. Like there's no achievements on Switch, there's no decent online connectivity, whatever, all that stuff like party chat, etc., etc. So it's like all that stuff is basically like all the stuff that you don't get from like the functionality that's there on the Switch is on the Steam Deck, and then like you get the games too, like Witcher 1, 2, 3. I could play. I mean, Witcher 3 is on Switch, but it's like, dude, you can play 1 and 2, so you can get the full thing, or like the full trilogy. I mean, as well as Gwent. I was like thinking in my brain, oh, I could finally play Gwent on the TV, which would be. I mean, it was on consoles at once, but then they delisted it, so to finally be able to play it again, in docked mode on a TV, that'd be fun. Um, but yeah, just like there's so many like legacy PC titles that are so good, like Deus Ex. Um, and I'm blanking, like all like the yeah, like Deus Ex, FN. Well, I mean, okay. Here's the thing: is like the ones that are like like all the GOG like retro PC game stuff that's like not on console, like Deus Ex, Diablo, whatever, stuff from Blizzard, stuff from Bethesda, I guess, because I don't think well Skyrim's on everything, but then like Elder Scrolls or Oblivion, Morrowind, Fallout 3, all the old stuff, the old stuff, yeah, probably stuff that's like now air quote classic or retro because it's so old. Uh, but yeah, just a lot of that stuff. Nice Little Republic, yeah, old Bioware stuff as well. Baldur's Gate. Oh, actually, they re-released that stuff, so never mind. That's on console, I believe. It is. Yeah. Okay. It is. Oh, Baldur's Gate 3, dude. Oh my gosh, Baldur's Gate 3. Because I don't have an Xbox Series X, or I still don't have one rather. I gave up looking, because yeah, it's like. Well, actually, I never tried. Once after I couldn't get one at launch, I was like kind of trying, but then I gave up. Traded my Switch, and now it's just like I'm gonna wait until I can like just get one. But if I could get a Steam Deck, problem solved, and I don't need to worry about it. And then I can play those games on that in dock mode on a TV. Well, oh wait, yeah, because I believe it said because it can run Windows, right? So therefore, you could put Game Pass on it and just play that way, which solves the problem. So I could buy. Let's see, 500 for Series X, 400 for Series S. Wait, no, 300 for Series S, but I'm not getting Series S, so no thanks. And then Steam Deck is well, there's like multiple SKUs, but it's it's still I don't know at the top of my head. I have to look it up, but it's like it's in that range of like the low end is still above Switch price at like 400 or something, right? And then but then 400 is like less than the Series X, so it's like, oh, okay, well, I can play these Series X games, but I don't have to pay Series X price. Like, but then like the high end is like pretty up there. So it's one of those. But Game Pass, dude, like you don't have to. It's like it kind of doesn't matter. I feel like secretly Microsoft's like already won. Like if they could put XCloud on everything or Game Pass on everything, and just like somehow, you know, it's it's like I feel like they are on the cusp of victory because like that model is so good in my opinion. I've seen like a couple Pachter factors where like Michael Pachter is like it's neither good. It's like I disagree. Because like I just feel like as far as like profit like because if you have like so many subscribers, right? It's like the Netflix thing. If you've got like millions and millions of or billions, well no, I don't know how many subscribers Netflix has, but like it's like the whole it's like me and Buff talked about this on a podcast like a couple if not last year, this current year, but like if like you have everybody paying a monthly fee, and you're making XYZ a year, it's like once you reach the can't talk. Once you reach the profitability threshold of like you're making more than the I can't my brain. Uh, it's like yes, okay. So the money that you're taking in is more than the money that it costs to run your operations, and you're making profit every week, every month, or every quarter, then you're good. So it's like, that's, and if it's at like a higher, profit margin than like the traditional method that like Sony or PlayStation uses of like, we're gonna sell a box, we're gonna sell a game, and then we're gonna make money off the, units we sell. It's like, well, I guess we'll see who wins. And then Nintendo's Nintendo's Nintendo, so it's like not the same. It's not. Yeah, I mean it kind of is, because they do that. They have better third party stuff now as far as support, but it's still mostly like a relying on first party. Because man, it that okay that I mean I guess I'll bring the point up even though it makes me rage because they never drop the prices on their games, so they're evergreen and they're always full price. Almost always they do go on sale for like $35, which is like, oh, not even half price, but hey, it's on sale. Go F yourself, Nintendo. Um, yeah, I I traded my Switch in and like saw that they were like selling their games on like a sale, and I was like, oh, how much is it? $35? Not even half. Okay, yeah, gotta get rid of it. So it's like I will possibly never finish Super Mario Odyssey, but that's fine because I didn't need to finish it because it's not like would it change my mind and be like, oh, I must keep this console now. So whatever. I mean, I could always get another one if they get like the. I mean, that's the weird thing, right? Is like Switch Pro. It's like they don't really need it if you think about it, because all the like aesthetics and the art styles of all their games don't really. They're not photorealistic style, so they don't need to like push the fidelity of the graphics. It's just it's the whole thing. Whatever. SLSDF Retro, Digital Foundry Retro, and they like did the PlayStation launch titles, and like Rayman, it still looks amazing, and it has like a 2D art style and like super cartoony. Everything else there that's like 3D or like early 3D from that era just looks not that great. So it kind of proves Nintendo's point, or not their point, but like it proves that whole Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, like the visuals will always stay or the visuals will always like not look super outdated because they are of a certain aesthetic or style of like cartoony cell shadedness. That kind of just it's kind of like a timeless. Well, it's not timeless, but it's like it's just you look at it and like you see yeah, just like it's like a I don't know how to put this into words, but it's kind of like the Fortnite thing. If like it looks the way it looks, it doesn't need to like push the graphic fidelity to like 11 and be in 4K and look like, oh, I can see the Ratchet and Clank. I can see the the fur on the character's face or whatever. So yeah, I don't whatever. I'm gonna end this here. I just wanted to like not end it on a down note. So yay new Switch, yay new Steam Deck. Oh, even though it's back ordered until at least the second quarter of next year, if you can afford one. So yeah. Okay, this is all. I'm looking at the time because I'm like, how long was this? 50 effing minutes. All right. Well, I hope I hope you enjoyed that. If you watched the whole thing, if not, whatever. Hope, hopefully you didn't like check out halfway through or whatever. If you did, well, I guess I didn't do. Oh, whatever. That's what happens. I don't really care. So yeah. Until you see or hear from me again. Thanks for watching. Oh, I was gonna hold up. Oh, I was gonna put my shepherd helmet on, but I'll just like show it at the end. I think it's underutilized in my time with Tekken's. So Let me just do this. Alright, so yeah. Until you see or hear from me again, thanks for watching. I'm now signing off.